All right, it's Wednesday, the 4th of October, 2023. I'm used to having Gambakwe introducing me here, but today I'm alone. Yeah, here with me, Dr. Feddious Mutenheri. I'm just going to have a short presentation. Political events have been happening at a very fast pace and have been changing at a fast pace in Zimbabwe. Yesterday, the CCC boycotted the grand opening of the 10th Parliament of Zimbabwe. And this did not go down well with ZANU PF officials and government officials alike. Right. This has even led to the speaker. Actually, it led to the speaker instructing the rejected minister of justice. He was rejected in the ZANU PF primaries, and he went through the back door thanks to President Mnangagwa's politics of nepotism. But the Speaker of Parliament then has instructed him to say, find ways of punishing the CCC for what they have done. I think it's a topic for another day. Safe to say that it is within the CCC's constitutional rights and democratic rights to stage boycotts, to stage protests, as long as they are peaceful, and particularly in the arena of the parliament. And one wonders why Mr. Mudenda had to instruct for such. So already a number of penalties and sanctions have already been lined up. Number one, we hear that they will be denied fuel coupons. They will be denied payment for accommodation, particularly for those who had traveled to Mount Hampden and did not attend the opening. And they will have their salaries or their allowances cut. We are also told that Mr. Ziyambi will look into the Political Parties Funding Act to look at ways of probably scuttling or denying the CCC their funding. Let me just end this point by saying ZANU PF is clearly showing that that they are undemocratic. They are showing very well who they are, that they have never been a democratic party, because for them to even think of punishing the CCC for having practiced their democratic right, it boggles the mind. But that's not my story today. My story today, which probably is linked to this boycott, is that of a letter. So we woke up to a letter this morning, which was circulating on social media. This letter, which purportedly was from the interim Secretary General of the CCC. The letter signed, I'll put it on screen for some of you to see. The letter, which is signed by one Sengezo Chabangu, and which has been tendered already, claims to recall 15 CCC MPs from the National Assembly. Right. So here is the letter. Sorry, the letter. Here is the letter. Some of the MPs that have been purportedly recalled are Pasho Raphael Sibanda from Cowdrey Park, Eric Gono, Lobengula Magwegwe, Nicola Watson, Bulawayo South. We have people like Desmond Makaza, Mpopo Mamzilikazi, Obet Manduna Nketa, Mlilo Stabile, from proportional representative, MP, Jasmine Tofa, proportional representative, Janet Dube, PR, Evidence Zana, Youth Quota. From Matabele and South, we have Morgan Ngube, Bridge West, we have Nomatemba Sbanda, proportional representation, we have Velisiwe Nkomo, proportional representation. From Matebelele North, we have Prince Dubeko Sbanda, Binga North. I happened, though, to, as you're going to hear, I happened to speak to Honorable Prince Dubeko Sbanda from Binga North today. We also have Bright Moyo, Vanya Lupane East. And from Harare, we have this gentleman who managed to beat Scott Sakupanya, that's Fabian Munyaradzi, Kufaha Kutizwi from Mavuku Tafara. So that is the letter that we woke up to today. And one will then wonder, why is there a coincidence between yesterday's boycott by the CCC and what is happening today, this letter? So the question in everyone's mind is that, is this letter an original letter from the CCC, or is it one of ZANU-PF's shenanigans to try and destabilize the CCC? Right. So before I probably make my own commentary, there is a letter as well that has since been written by the Deputy National Spokesperson of the CCC, Gift Ostalos, and I am putting it right here. And for the benefit of everybody, because I'm not sure if people will be able to read here, press statement from for immediate release, written today, the 4th of October. It has come to the attention of the Citizens Coalition for Change that there are letters purportedly written by a person designating himself as interim Secretary General circulating on social media, claiming that the citizens movement has recalled named councillors and members of parliament. Members of the public are advised to disregard this, or rather these, with the contempt they deserve. The CCC party has neither recalled nor does it intend to recall any of its recently elected deployees. The purported author of the two letters, Sengezo Chabangu, is not and has never been a member or official of the CCC party. Since its inception, his last known parties are MDCT and PDP, and he is renowned for being the proxy of fielding fake CCC double candidates in Bulawayo and Matebelele North. The citizens movement is taking action against this imposter and all his contacts. Right. So I think that is the crux of this letter. So today, maybe let me just make a comment. I managed to talk to Honorable Prince Dubeko Sbanda, who also had the same sentiments, that while this letter, yes, has been seen, has been tendered, but it definitely is not emanating from the CCC, and that this Sengezo Chabangu is not at all a member of the CCC. On asking him, could this be a sign that there are actions within the CCC itself, or there is something that is brewing underneath, or it is ZANU-PF trying what it has been doing all over? So the answer he gave to me was that Sengezo Chabangu is not a CCC member. So this brings us to analyze and look at what we are likely to see as we move forward. Definitely what CCC did yesterday by boycotting, which I have said is within their right to do, has not gone down well with ZANU-PF. And ZANU-PF is very well known for its retributive behavior. They are not going to let this down. That was a further embarrassment to President Mnangagwa. Look, President Mnangagwa has been embarrassed by this election, and we all know that the inauguration was just attended by less than 1/5 of those people in SADC, of the heads of state in SADC. That was a huge embarrassment for him, which obviously meant that or which gave credence to the fact that the election was a sham. But his first embarrassment, of course, was the SADC for the first time declaring that the election in Zimbabwe, the 23rd of August election, was a sham. That was a huge embarrassment for him. Take it forward, he goes to the UNGA, to the United Nations General Assembly. He addresses empty chairs, another embarrassment. And for him to come back home and the CCC not to attend the 10th Parliament, the opening of the 10th Parliament, another embarrassment. And obviously, they are going to put into action their retribution machinery. That's what I see. And today's letter, this letter that we are seeing circulating, there is no doubt it is emanating from ZANU PF. It is emanating from their table, obviously for the obvious reasons. We all know why we now have the CCC. We have the CCC because of the recalls that happened in the MDC alliance. These recalls ended up in the COVID judgment, the Supreme Court COVID judgment, which sort of, took away the presidency of that party from Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And to throw such a letter into the fray, it's a sad reminder to all those who thought that we had managed to succeed, from those machinations by ZANU PF. So probably before I end this broadcast, what is left is for the CCC to really put the people into their confidence. The CCC needs to put the people into their confidence that all along they had a plan. And what we can see is definitely that ZANU PF had always wanted to destabilize them. That's why they always said, go for a congress, go for a convention. Who are your leaders? And they've always said, show us your constitution. Obviously, this was supposed to be the end game. Another, manipulation of that system, infiltration of that party, and be able to once again decimate the alternative. But today, it is upon the CCC to put the people into confidence, those Zimbabweans that have voted for them, that they have everything in control. And besides these letters, the letter that has been written by the Deputy National Spokesperson, I think it is important in the next or in the coming interface rallies for Advocate Nelson Chamisa to rally all his troops around to show unity. Why is this important? This is important because we are at a crucial moment in which SADC is seized with the issue of Zimbabwe. I say SADC is seized with the issue of Zimbabwe because we saw the SADC Troika adopting the preliminary report of the SIOM observation, which is a first of its kind, and it has given ZANU PF 2 or 3 things to do. First is to implement whatever recommendations are there, and second, to respond to that. And definitely, as we are now in the know, there is an extraordinary summit coming on Zimbabwe. And this extraordinary summit, if you look at how SADC works, it is not going to divert from its norm, that it will not at all be seen to be disputing what its organs have said. So one of its organs, this is the Troika, has said, we adopt the report which says the Zimbabwean election fell far short of the SADC guidelines. And they have even gone on to rebuke ZANU-PF and government officials for having treated some of the officials who were involved in the observation as individuals. They've rebuked them. This has never happened. Right. So the extraordinary summit, the permutations are that in the next or coming extraordinary summit, there is definitely going to be talk of an election rerun. Forget about what President Mnangagwa is saying. You see, ZANU-PF is experienced in negotiation. The likes of President Mnangagwa were there from the times of the Lancaster House. They know how to dig in. They know how to take strong positions. And it is incumbent upon the CCC and Zimbabweans alike not to fall into that trap that, oh, what they are saying is the gospel truth. When he says there is not going to be a rerun, there is not going to be a government of national unity or whatsoever, they are expressing their fear. Look at this. For the past times when ZANU-PF, when President Mnangagwa has been giving speeches, he has made sure to repeat that, oh, we have held credible, fair, free and fair elections. Why is he repeating that? He is repeating that in the hope that some gullible people will believe that. But we all know that that election was not credible. So the SADC election, summit is coming, and it is coming hard on ZANU-PF. That's as far as we know. And therefore, what we are seeing, particularly this letter, the letter which purports to recall CCC MPs, should be disregarded, as the officials have already said. All right, this is just a comment that I wanted to give this evening. We will be following what happens from here, but like I said, we need to keep focused. People need to keep focused. There is a SADC extraordinary summit that is coming, and it definitely is going to discuss this, Zimbabwe. And there are only few options that President Mnangagwa has, only few options that ZANU-PF has. And very soon, I know with the work that SADC does, that there is going to be a huge breakthrough. Thank you very much. And it's a very, very good evening to all our listeners. Thank you.